The real reason that they are trying to ban abortion and get all these control over human or females is because they're trying to breed enough children that they can legally not have as citizens or steal to afford their organs, afford their adrenal syrup, and all the things that they need to sustain as much as they can before this technology comes out that can sustain them. They've been doing it since the beginning of time, and this is just the most front facing it's ever been. That's why there's such an argument about social media and sharing and stuff, and that's why there's so much chaos and confusion and manipulation, is because the reality is that no one wants to even consider seriously somebody trying to eat babies. But the reality is that they find deals with abortion clinics. That's the truth. They have all the health care. When I had my first abortion, my only abortion, Planned Parenthood made a point to tell me that they don't do any type of service. And this is when I told them I was pregnant. I had already left a facility that I did not like how they were treating me. I went to the Planned Parenthood and I told them I'm not sure if I want to keep my baby. And they told me that they could not give me services unless I was knowing I wanted to get rid of her. I think it was her. That's why I said that. So I avoided it for as long as I could because I didn't want to go into that without having a choice. And so when I finally decided to, I had to not have any thought, no emotions about it, because they're not going to help you otherwise. That's my mentality going in. And then when I had my abortion, I even felt guilt for not doing the version where you were awake the whole time, because I should have suffered through my abortion. I had previously been at a clinic that had charged me for something that they said was way less the price that it was. And when I had talked to them on the phone and said they were not helpful or professional, they hung up on me. This was in a very rich area. So when I went to Planned Parenthood instead, and that was my experience, it really shaped my viewpoint and my understanding of how the healthcare system works. And so when I wasn't pregnant, more recently I went for an STD check, they were super helpful. There wasn't any questions, and it was a different state, all this stuff, and they were saying that they offer all kinds of services. In my experience, the only services I've gotten that were for women and children that are advertised like Planned Parenthood were when you're not pregnant at Planned Parenthood or at a local clinic that don't charge for sexual health services, which are very frequent and often available outside of Planned Parenthood. There's actual just low-income clinics that do that. So the abortion thing, when I was already pregnant, if anyone else has had an experience that wasn't like that when they were pregnant, reaching out to Planned Parenthood, talk to me. Let me know, because that was not my experience, and I had asked them several times on that conversation. But back to it. Now I know that they know something about my fucking DNA, bro. They have the whole anatomy. And the reality is that they know, when you talk about stem cells, because that's the only thing that's acceptable about taking from a baby is the umbilical cord. But they do that openly and publicly for their own benefits. Plasma is like the acceptable thing because you can regrow plasma. That's your choice. That's your decision. Voluntarily. For money. We don't even donate blood that much. Sustaining, how much are these prices on medicines now? It's not just because who owns them. It's because we're trying to eliminate, we're trying to procreate, and we're trying to live forever. And actual medicine that we're trying to make for ourselves won't benefit you. It refuses to. We have too much technology that if you take this, you will not ever have to die. And if we tell you the full truth, you won't believe us anyway.